Michael Van Hemmen is the BC-based head of rideshare for Uber in Canada. For him, expanding BC-wide is a no-brainer.
Sharing across British Columbia has exceeded our expectations. We know it's an expensive place to live. Owning a car is expensive, and so if you can get away, instead of owning 2 cars and you can have a family and get away with 1 car and use transit and Uber for your other rides, you're saving money.
Uber says it wants to fill in the gaps in transportation throughout the province.
Access to transportation in smaller communities is even more troublesome than in big cities. You know, Vancouver has a SkyTrain, has bus service that comes, as frequently as every 5 minutes in places. Places like Nanaimo, Courtenay, Comox, Parksville doesn't have that same reliability. So Uber can help fill some of those gaps, especially to help, say, seniors get to appointments.
Uber first came to Vancouver in 2020 and more recently rolled into Victoria and Kelowna in 2023. Nanaimo's mayor says it bodes well for bringing people into Nanaimo's downtown core, with tourism rising. And it means Uber sees potential in BC's economy.
I think it reflects general confidence in the economy. We're certainly a busy, fast-growing area, and Uber expects it could make some money here.
However, Krog is worried about the impact it could have on local cab companies. U-Ride is a Canadian startup that provides an alternative to Uber. They're currently operating in 8 cities in BC, including Nanaimo and Courtenay Comox on the island.
And right now, you got this battle in Nanaimo, again, $150 billion US giant against kind of the local Canadian rideshare company.
Roberto says he's not worried after what he saw in Kelowna in 2023.
And what we saw was when Uber launched, they basically did different incentives and different things to try to basically get all the drivers to switch. Some drivers did switch. And then over time, what we saw was most of the drivers came back.
Uber says they'll be working on building up their driver base after the launch and that it expects things to be in full swing in the months to come. Claire Palmer, CBC News, Nanaimo.